Welcome to Mommy's a Chef, and today we're gonna make chocolate chip cookies. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't an easy recipe to develop. So one day the kids made cookies, and I'm like, and they were really good, and they just used the Toll House recipe, and I'm like, what did they do right? So I figured, I'm like, kids usually tend to over measure flour, and that's what the secret is. So I'm gonna actually give you the exact measurements. We all seen those Pinterest billboards saying, oh, add more eggs, add more flour, add more brown sugar, but I think I developed the perfect recipe, and keep on watching so you can have it. Okay, so I'm whisking my flour because it kind of tends to settle to the bottom, and we're gonna get a better measurement from it. Okay, so I'm gonna take 2 cups of flour, and see how I grabbed it? And then just 2 exact cups. 2, and then half a cup, 2.5, okay? So we got our flour, and now we're gonna move into our sugar. And you wanna use brown sugar, just regular plain brown sugar, not the organic, natural sugar, which I'm all for, but not this time, because we want the molasses in it. This is actually just plain sugar with molasses added to it. And what the molasses does is tenderizes your cookie, your dough. So I'm gonna firmly pack 1 cup and add it. And this was different from the Toll House recipe. Making little changes, but changes are good. And then half a cup of regular plain white sugar. And that, just the plainness makes it a little bit crunchy. So you're getting both worlds. I like chewy and crunchy at the same time, and that's what we're gonna achieve. So I'm gonna whisk that together. Into my flour, I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And my little secret is this 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And that's just it's gonna balance the leavening process. So it's gonna create a little dome shape. Also, the way we shape our cookies before they go in the oven is also gonna affect the texture and the flavor. I take 2 sticks of butter, and they're gonna be room temperature. And this is pretty crucial that they are room temperature, because we do not want to incorporate too much air trying to melt this butter. So, because if we do incorporate a lot of air, it just turns into a cake. We don't want a cake, we want a cake. And that was my big problem. Okay, so if you don't have a machine, don't worry about it. It's actually better. Just use a handheld, because you tend to not overmix, because we do not want to overmix cookies. So I'm gonna mix the butter a little bit. So our butter is mixed. Now we're gonna add our sugar and mix that and cream it, but don't go overboard. So don't try to make a cake. We have to be careful with the eggs. Once we add the eggs, we cannot overmix. So make sure the butter and the sugar are well mixed together. But once we add the eggs, just mix in the eggs, and that's it. Yeah. Okay. The eggs are also room temperature, and this is a trick that mommy and me teacher taught me. Miss T, she's so sweet. She made me cookies, and she left them outside all night. So just leave them outside a little bit. 2 eggs, and it's fine. They're not really bad or anything. And 1 egg at a time. And seriously, this is the part that you don't want to incorporate, because eggs let it cake. So you don't want to add too much air. Okay, I'm gonna add the other one. As long as it's well mixed. And then to this, I'm gonna, to compensate for the extra flour that I added, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I think this was my main thing was when I figured this out. Oh my god, those cookies were easy. So now it's pretty good. See, it looks like a cake batter. See, it's not over mixed or anything. It's just like really smooth and perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna add our flour. And that was 2.5 cups of flour. And mix that briefly. Just a little bit, okay? Until it comes together. So I'm gonna add 2.5 cups of chocolate chips. Okay, so my oven's been preheating at 350. And I'm gonna grab a little tiny ice cream scoop, and I'm gonna place them in like a little ball form. And if you don't have one, just kind of mold them that way, because once they bake, they're gonna descend and flatten out. But you want that dome shape while it bakes, because then you have like the perfect cookie. Okay. I'm gonna fill the tray, and I'm gonna fill fill one for the kids, and I keep it in the fridge for them to have during the week, and it lasts about a week, so that's pretty good. And I also keep one in the freezer just in case whenever they want it, they can pop it out in the morning and bake them. So I do a few of those, and I'm gonna pop it in the oven, and I'll tell you how long they're gonna bake. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold these. These are for the fridge, right? And I'm just gonna fold them in the fresh tray paper. And you can even use the same paper, put it on the tray, and you have your own little toll house cookies. You don't have to buy those, or whatever they have. We can't even digest that stuff. So. Okay, I'm gonna pop these in the oven. They're ready, and it's been 23 minutes exactly. And these cookies are very dear to my heart because it was the last thing Katrina asked me to make her. Hope you guys like them. I'm sure you will because they're pretty good. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.